Welcome back to the DNA Pest Control Podcast with your hosts,
Daniel.
And Aaron.
Oh.
And Aaron. Trying to mix it up today. I did the intro. Today we have a good one for everybody. So techs, office, sales, whoever you are. Today we're talking about customer service. So before we dive in, Daniel.
Yes.
What is your idea of customer service?
Ooh, that is a good question. My idea of customer service is results based.
Okay.
So, because that's how I want everything, right? I don't care. It's always nice that you treat me good, but if you treat me good and do a terrible job, in my opinion, that's not great customer service.
Yep.
You just were nice and you're a nice person, but you suck and you lied.
Yeah.
So for me, it's results. I want to know how quickly can you resolve my problem, whatever it may be, in the shortest amount of time possible or the most convenient way.
Yeah.
That's my idea of customer service.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
Okay.
On getting results. And we wanted to talk about this because it's starting to warm up. So temperatures are getting warm. People are getting a little bit more irritated. Bugs are coming out. You know, and the first part of it is differentiating what people in general think customer service is versus what it actually is. And, you know, maybe we're a little biased, but I think in just the real world, getting results, solving people's problems is customer service. Now, it's obviously important to be cordial on the phone, be friendly, do all those, you know, some of those intangible things, but that doesn't equate to customer service. I think that people, you know, over the past, you know, growing up, you hear like, you know, the customer's always right and, you know, treat everybody nicely. And, you know, and we have it written up there. What people think it is like apologetic servants, where what it should be is informative professionals, right? You get, you know, I'm in the line at Chick-fil-A or, you know, Dutch Bros at like 5 a.m. and they're super bubbly and happy and they're not even taking my order. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get some coffee and start my day. Like, I don't want to talk about my dog or what's going on.
Yeah, hurry up.
You know what I mean? And not to be rude, but the thing is, like, a good customer service representative understands, like, hey, it's 5 a.m. They're trying to get coffee. I'm going to make this efficient. I'm still going to be friendly, but I'm going to make sure that they get what they need. I know that's a weird example, but you get my point.
I do. And I think this is something people get very confused about, because when it does come to customer service, you have to realize what industry are you in, right? Fast food. You just said it perfectly, right? The whole point is of me coming to you through a drive-through is a speedy service, right? So we connect good customer service to how fast we're getting something, also to how nice they are. But then that also unfortunately gets mixed and molded, because then we call an Xfinity, we call a whatever, right? A big company. And then you get some person on the phone and they are very nice. And that's our idea of customer service. So we go back and we say, well, what isn't customer service? Well, it depends on your industry.
True.
We start to pull from these different industries because we don't know what good customer service is. And we say, well, that's good customer service. So me telling the customer what they want to hear is good customer service. No, you're not a telemarketer. You're not over the phone. That's not good customer service. That's terrible customer service in our line, right? But, and I've always kind of brought it in, is I think our line of work to the customer service side that we can compare ourselves to is a doctor, a lawyer, a more professional side of things, right? They know what they're talking about. They've studied it. If you're good, we know what we're talking about. We've studied it. We know the products. We know how to do it. Thank you for your opinion on how to make a cheeseburger, but this isn't something you can do at your house. We do it because we have the knowledge and we have the products and we have the backing behind it, the licensing that we need to be able to provide that.
Yeah.
This isn't a fast food restaurant. We have to understand what that difference is.
Yeah.
And that's where I think we come up with a ton of mistakes in our industry. And we don't see it. We don't connect it because we don't understand. We're just saying, well, I worked for Verizon in their call center, and this is what their customer service was. Yeah, you're not Verizon anymore, dude. You're a pest control technician. Mm-hmm. You're somebody completely different, and you need to change to the industry you're in.
Yeah, definitely. And before we get into like actual in the field or in the office examples, just in general, just some common mistakes about how you conduct yourself with customers. I mean, one of the main ones I see is losing control over conversations and situations, especially if you're a salesperson. You said it perfectly, telling them something they want to hear. Like if you're a salesperson selling a small gas station or restaurant commercial service, and customers like, oh, so you're going to do this every time or this every time. You're going to bring glue boards every time. And you're like, yeah, just to get the sale. Right. And then, or that's kind of a weird example, but if a customer is mad or upset at you because, the tech went behind and did a service, but didn't leave glue boards or didn't do things that they thought they should do, when in reality they're not paying for the service. So the conversation is just slipping and you're just becoming this person that's getting beaten down and thrown at and attacked because you're not controlling the situation, not breaking it down. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, and what I was going to say on that though is there is so many things that we typically say as technicians, and I've said some of those pet peeves in past episodes, is like, I'm going to spray extra heavy today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to take care of it. I'm going extra hard. I'm going to concentrate in that area. This is what's going to happen. That's not good customer service, right? Not in the moment, because the second that doesn't work, now what? Now you look like a liar.
Yeah.
Or what didn't you do? And the other technician, because I'm sure everybody's had these experiences, you go behind a tech, or you go, who was their favorite, and they actually did a good job, and then you spray, and you just say, I'll spray extra heavy. And then the customer's like, hey, I don't ever want that kid again, because he didn't know what he was doing, because he said he was going to do something special over there, but didn't do it.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. So some of the things that are going to be a negative to you is exactly that, right? And I know you were going to kind of hit on the next one. I'll let you go.
No, one of the things I always bring to myself, because I worked in the office and in the field, is when people call in upset, you're getting them at the worst possible time, right? They woke up, they stepped on a cockroach, their wife found something in her cheeseburger, whatever happened. So he's calling, he's pissed off, and it's, and I'm glad that I've been able to work on kind of controlling that conversation, because the people who keep apologizing and saying, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I can't believe that happened. I don't know why that would ever happen. We were just there a couple days spraying. Like, that is not getting you anywhere. And right, maybe there is some time, some due diligence on saying, hey, look, we apologize. You guys had to go through that. Nobody wants to sit there and just, find something crazy like that, or step into a spider in their shoe. You know what? But the resolution is we actually have a guy in your area this afternoon. We can come out. It's complimentary service, whatever.
Yeah. But right there is where the mistakes happen, right? Right there is where we push off phone calls, we push off decision-making, for whatever reason it may be, in the office, in the field. You push it back onto the office, and then the customer's calling the office, and you think you just resolved the issue, but really you just pushed it back onto the office. But the office doesn't know what you did because you were out in the field and they can't see that. So now they're going to call you anyway, or they're going to push the call back onto you saying, hey, you need to call that customer and explain what you did. And there's so much back and forth, and that's where customer service starts to falter. And what people don't get in our industry, and what I've learned and what's worked for me, right? I'm not going to say I'm right, because I don't think I am necessarily in all aspects. But what's worked for me is resolving the issue as quickly as possible and accepting fault or error or whatever, and getting to the resolution as quickly as possible. When you try to push those problems off, you usually piss those people off more and more and more and more and more.
It just festers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then it gets to the point where they end up canceling. And then we turn around and say, oh, well, the customer is terrible anyway. Well, we could have made them terrible, right? Because we didn't have that level of customer service. Or what we think is customer service is we're going to be bubbly and nice. Well, bubbly and nice doesn't fix an issue. You're just being nice.
Yeah.
I still have cockroaches in my house. I don't care how nice you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't fix what's going on.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. And that's where understand where we sit, understand where we are, because those common mistakes of trying to be a call center isn't what we are. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
Yes, okay, someone calls, it's a billing issue. Okay, copy a call center. But we're so many industries, all into one. The office is going to handle certain things a different way than what the technicians will.
Yeah.
Right? So you in the office trying to handle customers as a technician isn't going to work. You're over the phone. It's a whole different, it's a whole different aspect, whole different scenario. Same with the tech being out on the doors and you're being all bubbly and super nice. That's not going to resolve that issue. And that's not going to be good customer service.
Yeah.
So there's certain things that you have to take and look at as you're going through these and say, okay, what am I doing that's working? What am I doing that's not? Yeah. Where do I sit in the company and what scenario? Luckily, we've done it, right? We've been in the office. We've been out in the field. We've been simultaneously in both. I have talked to the person as the office staff and been the technician to spray their house. My customer service over the phone changes to what my customer service is going to be out on their door.
100%.
But that's what people can't, most guys won't have that experience, which is unfortunate because it helps so much because you get to see it in a different way. But understand that being nice and bubbly and everything isn't going to be your customer service, go-to.
Yeah. Not always.
No, it can help.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be the cure-all and what you should do, my opinion, when you are looking at customer service.
Yeah.
We have some great examples of that. I don't think we can talk about customer service without giving examples, right?
Definitely. Definitely. I'll kind of go into something more on the field and kind of piggybacking on the example you just gave. So I do quality control on the business side where I'm going behind guys, even myself at times, to, fix some issues that may have come up on some like rodent exclusion stuff or specialty treatment stuff. And it's literally just like you said, like they'll call my phone and they'll be angry, they'll be pissed off. And I'm like, hey, I hear you. Let me get something on the books. We'll figure this out. I'm a lot more, gentle on the phone because they are just going at it. When I get there in person, I'm not rigid, but I'm like, if they haven't met me, I'm like, hey, my name's Aaron. I saw in the notes here, this is where we messed up. I'm here to fix the problem. I want you to show me what's going on. And it's boom. They immediately are just like, okay. Because sometimes they come to the door pissed. And if I'm like, hey, how's it going? How are you? Like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Like that pisses me off just thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, hey, my name's Aaron. I'm here to do this. I'm the quality control manager. We came out on this date. We messed up per the notes. Can you please show me so we can get this resolved? Or if, or something even more where it's not an actual thing. Like if a technician did something crazy, like leave the gate open, the dog ran out, or pissed somebody off, or broke a bird fountain or something. Sometimes I just get right to the point. What do we need to do to fix this? What do we need to do to fix this? Now, let's get a little bit more on some of the common mistakes side. You can kind of take turns on it. One that we love talking about are the traps. So we have plenty of customers who are on rodent control. And as a rodent control program, we like inspecting the house to look for entry points, any accesses to roofs under the home crawl space, to make sure that if we do a trapping program, that nothing can keep getting back in. Now, some customers don't want to go through all that. So they friendly ask the techs, hey, can you just leave me a couple traps? Can you just, or throw a couple traps in here? And, as a tech who is at his last appointment of the day, it's, 4:45 and he has something to do at 5:30. It's like, oh, of course. I got plenty of traps here. Just take them. It's on us.
Yeah.
Customer ends up having all these issues, all these new entry points, and now they're pissed because you wanted to be a nice guy and do them a favor.
And you know what? That's where I go back and I say, we're on that doctor level, right? We're on the lawyer level. We're on a professional side level where we know what's going to happen if you do it that way. We're lazier. We get paid a lot less. We don't have as many consequences if we do screw up. But if you go and look at it and recent experiences, doctors and lawyers, more recent with the lawyer side of things, right? I'm looking for a result. What's that result? I really don't give a shit about how you treat me. I don't. Call me up, tell me I'm an idiot. I don't care. How did you fix the problem that I have? Did you fix it?
Yeah.
No? Well, get your ass back out there and fix it.
Yeah, am I going to jail? Yes or no?
Yeah, right. But that's the same thing as if you've been to a doctor. Yeah. I've been to doctors. I hope everyone has. You go in, you're sitting down. You don't know what's wrong with you, your leg, whatever's going on. And you ask the doctor, and the doctor says, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. The really good doctors, okay? Everyone's going to get on the same level as me. The really good doctors, even the really good lawyers, even the really any other profession, okay? Accountants, I don't care. We're on that level with them, right? The really good ones, what do? They sit you down and they say, Aaron, look, this is what I think it is, okay, from what you told me. This is what I think it is. I don't know, though. I'm not sure. So we're going to have to do this, we're going to have to do this, and we're going to have to do this. That's going to start to narrow down what I think it is. That may say, hey, I'm right, or that could say, hey, I'm wrong, and then that's going to create another plan. Okay? Let's start here and see what happens. Everyone, I hope everyone has at least had that experience, because I have.
Yeah.
I've had that with doctors. I had that with the lawyer. I had that. They said, look, this is the plan. This is the direction we're going to go. This is the result we're going for. If that doesn't work, we're going to try this. If that doesn't work, hey, we can go that direction, okay? But this is what we're going to try. They take control. They own it. They're not nice to me. They're telling me what's going on. They're getting me involved. That's what we have to do.
Yeah.
Right? I'll give a great example on the tech side, because it did. It was nice and fresh. It's perfect. I hate it because it pisses me off. This tech goes out to a house, and I think I've told this story on an earlier podcast. He's a nice guy. He is. There's nothing wrong with him. He's a nice guy. He's just not the pro. He goes out to a house. He services the home. The old lady has cancer. She's dying. Come on. I know people are right there on their heartstrings, right? It's starting to hurt. She says, hey, I'm having issues with rodents. He says, hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to go look around the house. He finds a hole. He's like, I'm just going to seal it. Don't worry. You're dying. You have cancer. You're good, right? I got you taken care of. And he walked away, and he was on cloud 9. He just did the best service in the freaking world, right?
People's champ.
Oh, 100%. Walked away. Best thing ever. Never told the office. No one even knew what he did. He did, though. He did. No one else did. He thought he did this lady a favor. She's dying. She has no money. She's poor. I helped her out, right? Fast forward about a month. We get a call from a very, very pissed off young lady. And she says, why did your technician come out here and do rodent work, and it never got rid of the problem? And we said, wait a minute, who did rodent work? And it never got what problem? We don't have anything on your account that even shows that. She's like, yeah, my mom's 90 years old. She has cancer. She's dying. And you guys came in and you did rodent work, and it sucked and it didn't work. I want to cancel. It was terrible. And just a long list of things. And we're sitting there like, what? What just happened? Like, we didn't do anything. No, what are you talking about? And as we went back and forth, we ended up finding the appointment. He put it in the notes that the office couldn't see unless you went directly into it. So you have to find it. And he ended up doing this for thinking he did a favor, right? This goes back to the customer service, guys. You're a technician, you're running the route, and you do something thinking you're doing them a favor. You didn't do them a favor. And it came back. Now, we got it all under control. Good thing we had somebody good in the office handling the customer service side of things. Hey, you know what? I understand. We're going to come out and take care of it. We're going to resolve the issue. Let me get a technician out there to make sure that we're doing trapping and we do the proper steps this time. She agreed to it. We went out there. We fixed the issue. Everything was good. Everything went fine. But the tech who thought he was doing this amazing customer service, 10 out of 10, I'm the man, screwed it all up. Mm-hmm. And that's what I mean is when we compare ourselves to other professions is we have to be the ones to step in and say, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
We did it with a restaurant recently. Came in, they said, hey, this is going on. You guys need to be here at this time, doing it this way. Hey, calm down.
Breathe.
We're the professional.
Yeah.
We are going to come out and handle this. And this is how we do it. And this is the rules behind it. And this is what we can get away with and what we can't get away with. Don't tell us how to do it.
Yeah.
We appreciate the feedback, but shut up. In nicer words. But that's exactly what it was, you know? And those are some of those things for the technicians to understand is that is a poor example of customer service. You think you went all the way. You didn't. You did a disservice in so many ways.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sure you have some more. That was one with rodents.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's a great example for that because it's one of those in the moment without critical thinking, you think you're doing them a huge favor, customers super happy, and then you skim by. Now on the flip side, when you get somebody who's irritated with you, two parties irritated with you, and you still have to be the asshole, that's still a good portion of customer service. And what I mean by that is on the apartment side of it. So we've been doing a ton of inspections and specialty treatments on some properties we've been getting on and acquiring, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
You know, if you deal with German cockroaches at your business, you obviously know what goes into some of the prep that comes with treating for German cockroaches. We had a unit at the specific complex who they were on their second treatment and they still failed to prep properly, failed to declutter the home, failed to take the right steps, basically just non-cooperating, right? So I have the apartment office management saying, why the hell aren't we getting results? I have the unit asking the apartment management, why are we doing this every so often, every week or every 2 weeks, ripping apart our home, doing all this, if we still have cockroaches everywhere? And now all eyes are on me to say, what's going on? And I go in there, and instead of saying, hey, everybody, I know this is just normal, I'm like, hey, the reason there's still cockroaches is because you're not prepping and you're not cleaning in between services and you're lying and throwing away glue boards that we're using to monitor these, right? So until that happens, like, you know, and you said this before and I always use it in the field, it's like it depends on my work and your prep. It's a combination. We have to work together on this. And if you fail to do that, we will not get rid of the cockroaches. And I'm looking at the apartment manager and I'm like, she will pass the costs on to you if you don't comply.
Yeah.
And everyone was kind of just like, oh my God. But I'm like, that in my head, that's good customer service.
Yeah.
Because people wanted to know why results weren't there. I told them what they needed to do to get the results. I stood firm. I wasn't an asshole, but I was like, this is the reason that it's chaos right now, is because people aren't holding up their end of the bargain. You're not putting out notices in time. You're not prepping enough. You know, and it's not saying don't point the finger at me. It's facts. You know, it's and I think that's kind of where people get that separation, where it's like, yes, you do want to take ownership when you mess up. That is customer service. It's saying, being able to say, look, that is on me, 100%. But then from there, where are you taking that conversation?
Well, and you have that. That is exactly what it is, right? You're going in and you're saying what needs to be said. And so many people have the fear to say that. And it's delivery. Okay. Some stuff we're going to over exaggerate what we say, right, on the podcast, but there is a professional way to say it.
Yeah.
You know, I come in and someone doesn't prep. Yes, I've pulled people aside. I'm inside their unit without management there, and I'm talking to them. And I even tell them, hey, the property management, they're paying for this. Mm-hmm. This is a free service for you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to get rid of this. I need your help. If you're not going to help me, I'm going to tell management what's going on. Mm-hmm. I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm going to let them know what's happening here because they're paying for this service and it's not cheap. So I need your cooperation, or who knows, they're going to kick you out. Something could happen.
Yeah.
You need to get on that level with these people. Mm-hmm. You know, their house is a disaster. It's cluttered. Let them know. Hey, cockroaches love that. Rodents love that. More clutter, more problems, right? I'm not saying, hey, throw away all your junk, and I let them know. Throw away what you don't need.
Yeah.
Whatever you don't need, I suggest throwing it away because it's going to help the process. Mm-hmm. And they typically do. Most people, when you get on that level, it does. But that's the level of the customer service that people need to have. Mm-hmm. I've gone into homeowners and I've told them the same thing, you know, and even over the phone in heated situations. We haven't talked about the office yet. Don't think that you got off the hook. You know, over the phone, it's the same. It's not the same in how you're going to do it, but it's different there, right?
It is.
You don't, and this is hard to turn off for a lot of people because they get the attack and then they get frustrated. And if you're going to keep talking to me that way, I'm going to hang up the phone, you know, and we've had office people do that here and it's stupid. You know, they're not mad at you. They're mad at the situation, or they're mad at themselves because they're idiots. And they know that. They just can't say that. So they're taking it out on you. And you have to be able to control that on your side. And it's amazing where people will meet you.
Yeah.
You know, if you're calm, typically the other person on the other side of the line calms down. Mm-hmm. The bubbliness, the happiness, that just pisses them off even more because they're mad and you're super happy. They want you to get on their level. Mm-hmm. But if they're mad and you're calm, they're not mad that you're calm. They start to understand, oh, wait, I need to calm down.
Yeah.
He's not happy, but he's calm. He's going through the steps and he's trying to help. Mm-hmm. That's where that great customer service comes in. And I've had it. I had the lady call. I think I've given this story too. She was really mad. She calls up. She wants to cancel because we went and serviced the front of her house, not the back of her house. Happens all the time in the industry. You forgot to unlock your gate. We couldn't get in the back. We tried to resolve it saying, hey, we'll get back out there. She was a nurse. She was traveling all over. I don't know where she was going to school or studying to be a nurse. And she was just super stressed. She said she sent in text messages. I went through our system. Nothing came through. 0 text messages came to us. Mm-hmm. There was no emails that came to us. Literally no communication until after we serviced the house, and she got all mad because we charged her card. Mm. And so I wanted to work with her in the beginning, and she was just she was rude. I mean, everything. You're a terrible person. I'm like, I didn't even do anything to you, but I'm a terrible person. I'm the worst person out there. I'm terrible. Is it a corporate company? You know, is it a franchise? And I say, no, I want to talk to corporate. Well, I want to talk to corporate. Well, I want to talk to the office manager. I said, well, you're talking to the office manager. Well, you're a terrible office manager. Yeah. Like you're horrible. I want to, if it's not a franchise or corporate, I want to talk to the owner.
Surprise.
And I'm like, well, you're talking to the owner as well. And she's like, you're a terrible owner. You're the worst person out there. I'm going to tell everybody you guys suck and this and that, and everyone's going to cancel. And I just sat there and I just ate it. Mm-hmm. And I said, hey, you know what? I totally understand. And I think you should do what you need to do. Mm-hmm. If that's what you feel is what you need to do, I think that's what you should do. Mm-hmm. She didn't like it, but well, you need to cancel me out right now, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I'm going to cancel you out right now. I will cancel the account. And no, guys, this is not a story of a happy ending.
Yeah.
But I sat on the phone. She's like, I don't believe that you're going to cancel me. And I'm like, some of it you want to laugh, and I laugh inside, but I'm like, hey, look, I'll cancel you out. You should get an email within an hour with the cancellation, but there's not much I can do outside of that unless you want me to personally email you saying you're canceled. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, so you're going to wait on the phone for an hour with me? I said, if that's what you need, I will absolutely do that for you. Mm-hmm. And she just kept going and going and going. And finally it got to the point where she exhausted herself out and understood that she wasn't going to get anywhere. And she's like, well, I have to go. I'm like, okay, perfect. Call back if you need anything. If anything comes up, or if you don't think we canceled, please call back. We'll definitely get this all handled for you. But to me, that was a prime example of keeping it. No, she didn't call a ton of people. Nobody canceled because of it. It was all very calm on our side, no destructive. It wasn't the end of the world, but it was being able to stay calm in those situations and allow that person just to get everything off.
Yeah.
And saying, hey, this is everything, all the crap that's going on my day. And we got to the point, we canceled out. Everything was fine. Mm-hmm. I've even had it where they cussed me out. And at the end of the call, they're like, hey, man, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it towards you. Thanks for helping me. Mm-hmm. I was just frustrated. It's simple as that, but staying calm in those, I think, is so crucial for phone calls.
Yeah.
Is when you're getting that heated person screaming, yelling, everything. Are you calm through it? Mm-hmm. And it's amazing. I haven't had a lot of those calls.
That's good.
You answer it, you're calm, you find a resolution quickly. Mm-hmm. Typically don't.
Yeah.
That's
true. That's true. I mean, those are some good we kind of went into the office side of it, but are there any, I'm trying to think of my time in the office. I mean, I dealt a little bit with billing. I think scheduling was kind of a huge one that came up. Like, you guys said you were going to be here in the morning and it's 12:01, which is technically the afternoon. What's going on? And it's as simple as, give me 1 second. Let me see where the technician's at. And, let me find where they're at. Boom, boom, boom. Doesn't work. Hey, we're going to have to put it for another day. Oh, well, I already destroyed my whole house, even though you're only spraying the outside. So, you know what I mean? It's just finding more reasons to be upset. And like you said, just finding that resolution. Trying to think of any other office examples other than like scheduling and time frames and billing.
Well, some of that stuff, which this is, I think a lot of people don't see it either, is customer service is preventing problems, right? What are you doing to prevent that from coming up? So we had big issues with scheduling and timeframes and things like that, and we eliminated the people that were creating them. You eliminated those people, we've never had one. Mm-hmm. We haven't. So you create some of those bad times. But when you go in, you can prevent so many things from happening. And that is so much on the customer service side.
Yeah.
The office, and we're talking about bad things that come up, right? Someone calls in, if it was scheduled properly and timeframes were put in properly and the technician followed what they were supposed to do, shouldn't be an issue, really. Mm-hmm. Billing side of things, same thing. If everything was talked about up front, if the tech was collecting on the door instead of passing it back to the office, they've set the price with the tech set the price with the customer, and now the office is expected to collect or something like that. You start to have some of these problems where customer service, what are you doing, right? Well, how do you resolve that issue? And the issue is actually just resolve what's going on prior to it.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of the customer service that we've focused on too, is preventing a bad situation. Mm-hmm. When it comes to poor work, something didn't get done that should have been getting done, we focus so hard on resolution. Mm-hmm. How do we resolve this problem and quickly?
Yeah.
And we don't have upset people because of it. You know, the most recent upset customer, which I just read an email from them. So this is the most recent upset customer, is a person we were doing bird stuff for who refused the cleaning of underneath the solar panels and did not want it and refused it. And then they ended up having to do it anyway, and they tore off all of our work. So they paid us thousands of dollars for nothing, just to tear it all off, and then to come back and say, you guys didn't do this. And it's like, I know.
Yeah.
You're
right.
You refused it, but we still came up with a solution. They never responded to it. So,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of back on them at that point, but it's really CYA on some of these things when it comes to customer service, is if you can prevent that, you know, disgruntled customer in the first place, you don't have to go on the opposite side and overcompensate to create this happy customer or something else, you know? And that's how I look at it on, you know, the office side of things, even the technician side of things. If everything was done up front and you were said properly up front, you wouldn't have those issues later on.
Yeah.
Because they would understand where that sits. Going in, sitting with the management, you start to make them see and tenants see everything. So,
yeah. And you brought up a really good point about preventative or preventing issues as part of customer service. And, you know, a lot of people make these false promises out in the field, and something really relatable that I get, whether it's rodents or specialty services, or they'll ask me, oh, so I'm never going to see a rodent again? I'm like, no, that's not what I said. It's actually the opposite of what I said. You're probably going to see some activity, or depending on the situation. I remember when we had a lot of the gopher work and the mole work and the vole stuff, you know, it's not as precise as some of the other services that we offer. So we do it in phases, right? We bait, we place traps in tunnels and burrows, and it's not guaranteed. Not even a little bit. I would say it's less guaranteed than it is. And I tell people that, you know, and they're like, well, you know, what's your guarantee on it? I'm like, well, with this specific thing, there's not, you know. Now, that's kind of a crazy example. Getting a rodent exclusion, we actually do guarantee it for a little bit, you know, and even for stuff like German cockroaches, bed bugs, after the first and second treatment, and people call and they ask, so second treatment was done, like, should I still see something? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, the activity was a lot less last time, you know, and we have glue boards out to monitor it, but I don't know. Well, aren't you supposed to know? You know, we get that all the time, and it's like, hey, I'm just being truthful.
But, you know, and this is, you know, office side, that's exactly what it is. Be truthful. I don't know. I'm in the office. I'm a technician who has done hundreds of cockroach treatments, you know, and bed bug treatments and regular services and rodent stuff. And they're asking me these questions, and I tell them, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a good question.
Yeah, you know, and we even have new office staff. They come in, and it's funny because office staff does this too. Technicians out there, they want to know what you're doing, okay? Just so you guys know. They want to understand. They want to know the process. They literally want to know how you do things. Just as much as you want to know how they do everything in the office, they want to know on the opposite side. And I have to control and pull them back, saying it's not going to matter if you know. And they hate that answer, but I'm like, look, I'm in the office. I'm sitting with you. I know the process. It doesn't help. Like, it doesn't help.
Like, having that information doesn't help you do your job.
It doesn't, because at the end of the day, they say, well, how much is the rodent exclusion work? I don't know. I didn't see your house. You went to an old folks home for bed bug treatments. The lady who was, you know, the daughter of the guy that you were treating, or the mom that you were treating, she called, asked a ton of questions. And I said, you know, I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I have a recliner. Cool. I'm sure everybody does in that place. What do you want? What answer do you want? Well, what do we need to do? I don't know. I didn't see the recliner. I never saw inside the unit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. I know what I would do. I don't know what he did. Mm-hmm. So what do you say in those, scenarios? But that's good customer service.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but I can have Aaron reach out to you who does know. How about that?
Yeah.
Perfect.
They did. And they sent me specs and schematics on how to tear apart the PowerRise scooter chair, because they believe that I had to tear it completely apart to get rid of the bed bugs that were on there.
They had a bad experience in the past.
They did. And we squashed it on the phone.
Oh,
nice
cool.
guy. We actually talked on when I was driving.
Okay.
Because he was like, it's my dad's chair. And we had, this company come in and do a bunch of heat treatments. And they said it was going to work. And
a very large company.
Yeah, very large company. And he said, I just want to know, he kind of wanted to be updated in between treatments. But one of the first things he asked, he was like, how bad is it? And I was like, he's got bed bugs. I just did the first treatment. I was like, I can let you know after the second one. But I think at first you can tell he was very confused as to why I wasn't giving him the answers he wanted. Because he was like, well, how bad would you say the infestation is on the chair? And I'm like, depends what you're comparing it to. I gave him an example. I'm like, we were in a different facility where stuff was just untouched and unreported for probably years. And comparing it to that, it's nothing. But you compare it to a different place and it could be really bad. I can tell you this is where I'm seeing most of the activity, and it's confined to this area. I'm still treating the entire unit, as if, but I kind of asked him, like, I don't know what information you're looking for.
Yeah, what do you want me to say?
And he actually rebutted that with, well, I just want to know because I had really bad experiences and now we're in contact after each treatment. I let him know. He's even messaging me stuff like, hey, I came back like a couple days after the treatment. There were some rubber shoes on the ground that my dad wants to wear. Can I bring them over? Is it safe? I'm like, you're fine. Yeah. You're fine. They're like Crocs, I'm like,
yeah.
Like by the front door. I'm like, you're okay.
Yeah, you're good, man. Don't worry. But that's what it is. And that's the examples we need to hear in the pest control in the pest control industry is how do we handle those people in the proper way? Giving them a false answer, isn't good. And you do have people who go up into attics, they see droppings and they're like, oh man, like, dude, it's bad. Like it stinks up there, like you got like 100 rats running around easily. At least like, and I can only imagine, no wonder you're having issues, like, oof, but that's what people think. And they're like, oh, I did a great job, because now they're super worried and they love me and they're so excited. I'm going to come back and take care of this 100 rat issue that doesn't even exist. That's where we have to be so much better. Yeah. Over the phone, we have to be so much better. We have to be stern with customers, but also understand, hey, be nice. Don't be rude, but you need to understand that they're not the professional. Yeah. They don't know how to take care of an issue. If they did, they wouldn't have called us. They wouldn't have, but they don't. Yeah. They're talking to us now. This is what we do. This is how we do it. This is how we take care of it. And that's our customer service side. That's how we have good results and happy people afterwards. So for me, going back to the customer service, result-based. Yeah. I'm nice, but it's result-based. Yeah. I'm firm, but it's result-based. I'm going to get you the results. That's my guarantee. You're going to see results. Even if I have to come back out for free, you're going to see results if you do your part. I'm not setting your expectation up super high, but I'm also not going to put it down at the floor. You're going to be where you are, depending on if it's a team effort or if it's a singular effort by me. And if it's by me, I will probably throw it through the roof because I know what I can do and I know how to do it. Yeah. But if it's now a team effort, this is what will happen if you are helping me.
I like that.
If you're not helping me, then it may turn into a 5 treatment process, a 10 treatment process or more. But understand, if you're doing your part, and I will help you, I'll teach you, I'll guide you. That's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
But if you do your part, I promise I will do my part.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how far that goes with people.
Yeah.
But my customer service and what I believe is the best in our industry is results, being firm, and you telling them what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do not allow them to tell you what to do.
Yes. You said it. I mean, for me, it's getting to the bottom line, finding those answers. You know, and even though I am stern, I'm still positive about it. You know, I like to have fun with things, and you know, I don't want to say treat it like a game, but it is like a game. You know what I mean? It's like I'm being challenged by this damn insect or this rodent, and they beat me. You know, that's kind of how I look at stuff. I'm like, God damn it! Now I got to go back to the drawing board and figure it out. You know, and having fun with it. And when you approach situations like that, letting people know, like, you know, I am going to be friendly, shake your hand, say hello, but I'm not here to make friends. You know, I'm here to solve the problem. My job is to get rid of the pest, right? My job is to do that as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And I mean, if sitting having a cup of coffee with you is going to help that, sure. But, you know, that's kind of where it should sit in terms of getting things done results-based.
Yeah. One last thing I do want to add before we do end, and I will say this from, once again, personal experience and going to houses. And I've been to houses where there's actually been a handful of technicians quoting for the same work, the same job at that house. And honesty and directness has won every single time.
Mm-hmm.
It has. And it's amazing. I've had guys climbing up on roofs. I mean, in the weirdest places. I mean, going 100% more than what I have done.
Mm-hmm.
But I sat down with the customer and I broke it down logically. This is what it is. Mm-hmm. This is what you need. This is what I'm going to do. And this is the price. And they say, well, but this guy has this massive list. And I'll say, look, that's wrong. And I'll tell you why it's wrong. And these are the things. Do what you want. But these are the results I've had. And they've been great outcomes.
Yeah.
But being that way with them, not tearing down other companies. I don't say that they're crappy. I don't tell them that they're bad. I just say, this is what you need. I don't believe you need that. And this is why I don't believe you need that. So you can spend thousands, or you can do it this way, which is still not cheap, but this should get you the same exact result as that.
Yeah. No, I like that.
And it's amazing to see how many people say, wow, oh gosh, okay. And then we get the call and it's done. Even though there was other people there cheaper and even doing way more. And they still choose. You know, it seems to be the way is, he was direct, he was honest, and he explained everything. Mm-hmm. And that's what I look at as customer service at its finest.
Definitely.
Personal opinion.
Yeah. No, my opinion too. My opinion too. So that kind of comes to a close for customer service. You know, if you're out there in the field, you know, think about some of the things that you're doing and saying to prevent some of these future things from popping up and creating more work for others. And if you're on the office side, what steps are you taking to prevent issues, whether it's looking ahead at timeframes or billing and being proactive with that? This was a really good episode coming into the end of the first quarter. Please keep in mind, if you do like this episode and the content that we're putting out, it does mean a lot if you guys leave us a like and a review on whatever platform you're listening to it. You know, we don't charge to put this stuff out there. We're here on a Saturday putting it out. It's a hobby for us. We love connecting with you guys and doing it for all of us to grow. We do put episodes out every Monday and every Thursday. We have posts on social media. I think we're doing about 4 posts a week now with upcoming episodes and events, some of the stuff that we're doing. So make sure to follow us on there. Our website is a great place to have all of our podcast episodes, be a guest, submit questions. But thank you again for listening to the DNA Pest Control Podcast.